What if you could tell a whole story with just one piece of paper? Let me show you how just a few folds can open up a whole world. Do you ever look at a single sheet of paper and wonder what stories it might hold? Well, today we're going to turn that one simple piece of paper into something magical. And in this case, I'm using 110-pound white cardstock that has been printed on both sides. And we're making something magical. We're making a little mini journal or a zine. And you might see it, it looks like zine, but it's like a magazine. And it's going to be a little storybook. Really, it's going to be whatever you want it to be or whatever your heart needs the most. It's super easy. It is highly addictive, and I hope that you try to make one with me, even if you only have a few minutes. The base of our little zine is actually going to be very, very easy. It's just a few steps. So we're going to take our paper and we're going to fold it. This is called hot dog style. And the reason we call this hot dog style is because it's long ways, you know, like a hot dog bun. Then when we refer to hamburger style, it's when it's like this and it's shorter and fatter. So let me get my bone folder. I'm just going to crease my edges. This really does make a huge difference whenever you're folding papers. I would suggest that if you don't have access to a bone folder, then sometimes I like to use the end of my scissors where my fingers go in. And especially if they're rounded, this makes a really great folding apparatus as well. So now that we have folded it in half, we're going to take it and we're going to fold it hot or hamburger style, I guess. So all we did was we have our paper here, we folded it in half lengthwise and then folded that in half again. And then guess what else we're going to do? We're going to fold it in half one more time. So when you're using cardstock, it's going to be a little harder to work with because you have more bulk. As you can see here, this is kind of thick and a little cumbersome. But we're just going to press down with our bone folder and get it to be pretty flat, and you're going to see some of the pages don't line up perfectly, and that is okay. Now we are going to take out our folds or unfold our paper, and you're going to see that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little boxes, and this is where the magic starts to happen. We are actually going to fold it back the way that we did before. And we are going to cut from box. So if you're looking at it like this, you have 4 boxes. You're going to cut box 2 and 3 right at the edge. So I'm just going to take a sliver. You could also take an X-Acto knife and just cut it down the center. So now we have this, and this is where the magic happens. We are actually going to take this, and we're going to have it here, and we're just going to push it into itself. And now we've created a little book. So let's do that one more time. I told you these are super easy to make if you just have a couple of minutes. And we're going to decorate some of these, create some of these into pockets, and really the possibilities are endless. So we've got our paper. We folded it once, folded it twice, folded it a third time. Then we opened it up. We cut, we're looking at 4 squares or rectangles. We cut from square or rectangle number 2 and number 3, just this little edge. Then we open it up on our table like this. And we're going to, from the corners, pinch it to itself in the center. And now we have a little booklet. And you're just going to go through and reinforce your edges that you have wherever it's laying down. Okay, so now we have a little booklet, right? A little magazine, so to speak. And we've got our cover, 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages, 5, 6, and our back cover. And like I said, if you want these to line up, you can line them up. You can cut some of the excess off. What you're also going to see is the potential to make pockets. So for example, these first 2, we could glue, and I'm going to use a wet glue because I think that's going to allow us the most flexibility here. So I'm actually going to glue the bottom down so that I have a little pocket on the side. I don't know about you guys, but the birds have been chirping so lovely this year. I feel like everything's growing stronger than it did last year, although we were already up to 90 degrees yesterday, which is crazy. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to the edge right here, but I love spring. It's probably one of my favorite times of year. If I lived in a colder climate, I think that winter would be my favorite. I miss that about Michigan. It's funny how many people complain about winters, but I enjoyed them. But growing up in Florida, we didn't have any snow or anything, so that's probably where that comes from. If I probably lived there from childhood, I might not like winters as much. Do you live in a cold climate? Do you like it? So on this one, I went ahead and glued the bottom, and now we have a pocket up top. So the first one has the pocket on the side. This one has the pocket up top. And on this one, we're going to do the side again, because this is our last page. And I don't have a timestamp right here in front of me, but I know that just took a few minutes. So I'm just going to go through and clean up a couple of edges. And look at that. What a fun little book to make when you have a few minutes and you just want to be creative and make something beautiful with your hands. It doesn't always have to be a huge project. It can be if you want it to be, but sometimes it's little projects like this that just breathe life into our creative process. Now I'm just going to layer some bits. So I have these stickers that I had gotten from Temu. I have some scraps that I keep bringing on my desk and I still haven't used them up. And then I have another little bin of scraps. So we are just going to take this and we're going to make something just pretty. I hope that at this point your mind is racing with possibilities like mine. And if it is, I'd love for you to leave a comment and let me know what you would make your little one sheet wonder about. What story would you like to tell? How would you use these? And if you make one and share it on Instagram, please tag me. I'd love to see what creations you come up with. That is so inspiring to me. I'm going to grab one of these. I'd like something maybe pink. Maybe that one. Nope, that one. These are so pretty. So, this one with the little birds. But I think we're going to stick with this one. I love making these little folds when my prints are double-sided, because then you have the other side of the print peeking through. Don't forget about me. I'm here as well. Oops. So this is a sticker and it's backed on some acetate, but I think there's just something very pretty about putting it in like this without having it be a sticker. I'm gonna lift this. Glue these little pieces down. And I think my booklet today is going to be all about spring. The emotions that it brings with it, the beautiful little birds. Maybe we'll sketch out a little bird today. And these little pockets are perfect for hiding little notes in. I love this Dollar Tree paper. Look how nicely it distresses. Ah, it's like a dream to work with. That's just gorgeous. Look at all of that texture there. Who knows how long I've had this little bit here. I think this is Prima paper. And I love how we have some kind of writing or ledgery paper, and then with the ledger paper behind it. So pretty. This project is about staying in the moment and enjoying the process. There's no right or wrong way to tell your story because it's yours. I think that was the perfect little mix here. This is the hardest part. Anyone else struggle with this part? These stickers. I can see it. Here we are. So pretty. I have these little bits that I cut off of some project that I was just working on. So those are going to make the cut. I really want to use up my scraps. Maybe a butterfly. I think that's a perfect opportunity to use this little DIY washi tape. These pieces in here are wax paper bits. Look at how yummy that is. See how translucent it is when we add the wax to it? Here I have some printables. Oh, and I even have a little piece of a master board and another printable. So I'm going to pull those out. Oh, and there's little birds. Okay, there's so much here in my trash bin. that I can use. I think this would be precious here if he fits. I think his tail's going to extend a little bit, but let's cut him, oops, sorry. Let's cut him down just a little. We're gonna get real close. Whenever I'm fussy cutting, this is the perfect time. Did you hear that bird outside? This is the perfect time to look at my supplies and or my printables and fall in love with them all over again. This sweet little bird. He's going to breathe a whole new life into this page. Sometimes when I am fussy cutting, I leave out or I cut off little pieces. For example, right here, I just took that off. Do you hear the birds outside? They're so sweet. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I'm pretty afraid of birds, except for songbirds. I love them. Let's cut this. That way I can fold it over. We might do it upside down. I think that's perfect. So I'm going to add staples to this one as well. So many little birds. They're saying hi to you guys. I'm just going to roughly distress this. I'm just going to squeeze my little glue under here. Sweet. Look at that. We've already done 3 little spreads. I think it's time for a photo. She's precious. And we're going to distress this just a tiny bit. And what I'm going to do, since this is a sticker, I'm going to lay it down in the center. And then I'm going to take my nails and scrunch it. Let's maybe rip this little piece. So sweet. I'm going to do something a little special here. I'm going to cut this edge down just a smidge. And I have this printable that instead of cutting each individual piece out, I left them together to make a little booklet. And I'm going to attach it right here. Let's grab some tape. And this is, when I closed it, it kind of bent over. So we're going to go ahead and bend it. I love these butterflies. And I love that the edges are going to peek through. Let's add another one of our photos. Do you know where they went? Oh. I think these three ladies are perfect. Oh, I'm kind of sad that was my last page. I hadn't realized. Okay, let's see for the finale. Oh, I think that's very pretty. Let's go ahead and cut it down. Most of the printables that I use today are from my kids. You can find me over on Etsy as Ingrid Carlson or Cara Tootie. And you can actually find me on all social media platforms, I think all, under the same names. And some of the printables, such as maybe the ledger paper, is over on my Patreon. And I am going to be changing my Patreon soon, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But if you're already on my Patreon, don't worry. It's not going to change for you, unless you want it to. Oh, I forgot about this yummy piece of lace. That's definitely going to make it to the end. Maybe this little piece will make it as well. Like the Bob Ross Happy Accidents. I love these little ephemera. We're going to go ahead and attach this. But now we're going to distress. I really strongly believe that when you use pieces that you love and that spark joy inside of you, that there's just something so peaceful about letting go in the folds and letting the project tell or decide where the story goes. We don't need perfection, we just need to begin. And I think that this tiny journal reminds me that beauty doesn't ask for more space or more supplies or more perfection. It just asks for a presence. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope that it encouraged you to go and make something sweet today. I hope that it made you smile. And if it did, please pass it on to somebody else that could use a little creative moment today. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified anytime any of these videos come out for you. I thank you so much for being here. And before we go, I do want to remind you that you are special, you are loved, you matter, and your voice is heard. I love you. Until next time. Bye.